There's a lot of cliffs. You spawn, I think, on the corner side. Sometimes you can spawn on the horizontal side as well. There's the movement for cavalry is quite limited. You can't just cross over to the other side. There is a lot of cliffs. That's why it's called Cliffsanity, right? We'll have to see what we get. Japanese.
Морилсоо. Бэлэн. За дагсоо. Энаруу байна. Жарлиг буулгасан буюу? Дагсуу. Юу? Цавчнам. Дагсуу. Акинч. Юу хинэн жарлиг буулгах вэ? Юу хийхгүй. Танд юу хийх би яа чимээ. Оогадарна. Бидэт хүн. Хөдөлгөөе бэлэн.
아이고 야비 무슨 놈이?
Санарт. Би энд байна. Ажил хүлээж байна. Альгинч энд түүнийг хийнэм. Би дахсуу. Ажил бэлэн. Жарлаг болох гэж байна. Би энд байна.
아직도 배 амар байна уу? Юу хийх вэ?
Хүлэгсэн бэлэн. За тэгсүү. Юу хинэн жарлиг буулгах вэ боё? Ман аюул нүртлүгээ. Дахиж морилно. Хүлэгсэн бэлэн.
아니가 높아요 보이. 아직도 빌딩. 핸드 용 хэрэгтэй 보이.
Танд юу хэрэгтэй?
амар байна уу? Юу хийх вэ?
Альгинч энд байна. За тэгсүү. За тэгсүү. Жарлгийг дагаж байна. Цугаар бэлт. Даруй хүн. За тэгсүү.
Торхгүй да минутаар гиг тагсуу. Удар.
Хөдөлгөөе бэлэн.
ажил юу хэрэгтэй вэ? Санар атгах цаг боллуга.
Хүлэгсэн бэлэн.
Торхгүй да.
Орхуда жарлгийг тагсуу.
Альгинч энд байна.
Гач мөхлөгөөсүй. Морда бартуга. Морд торхгүй. Ялгийг намлууга зэрлэн атхатхан.
Юу хинэн жарлиг буулгах вэ боё?
Балтур амх
Хүлэгсэн бэлэн. Жарг үсэр хөдөлсөн.
бүгд жарг намтуга зэрэг
Чимээгүй. Жарлыг ёсоор болгосоо.
чимээгүй минут жарлгийг тагсуу. Удаан. Орхуда амх торхуда намтуга
Бүгд жарлыг намдууга зэрлэн атхатхан.
Орхуда би жарлыг ёсоор болгосоо. Ёсоор болгосоо.
Бүгд жарлыг амх торхгүй да. Нам
Юу хинэн жарлиг буулгах вэ?
Орхуда
Дахиж морилно. Альгинч энд байна.
чимээгүй
шинжин галгах хуу. Морьтой жарлыг дагсан.
Бүгд зарим
Мотхон марцугай.
자 백소
Торхгүй.
бүжигт
Морьторхон бүдэмнүү дагсан.
Эмэгва сац морцугаа. Торхууд
адвенч энэ
бүгд зарлиг сонирч
Чимээгүй. Би жарлыг ёсоор болгосон.
торхуудаа
Торхгүй. Намдуга марь. Ганц гараар болгоч.
자 백소
Торхгүй да.
мусаасы
Мотхон марцугай.
морьдоо морцугаа. Морьтор энүү зарлиг дайсуу удаад.
Мардад бэдэм.
Бүгд зарлиг сонирч хуу.
Дагнам. Жарлыг
Торхуудаа
Бүгд жарлыг санаа. Чимээгүй жарлыг зөрчлөөгүй дагсан. Мотхон марцугай.
морьторхог зарлиг хүлээнэм. Хатхал хуу бэлэн. Би сүгүй би зарлиг сорволсоо. Морьдоо
Торхгүй да. Жарлыг зөрчлөөгүй дагсан.
мөн бидээ
адвенч энэ байна ном
морьторхог ёсоорволс.
хөдөлгөх би санал
Аваач бидээ цугаар бэлд. За тэгсүү.
Хасгалтгүй торхгүй. Намдуга марь. Жарлыг яасан.
бүжигтэн бид өтөр хөдөлсөн Юу хэмээн жарлыг буудахгүй.
Эдүүгээ зарлиг хүлээ юу?
Сурахгүй. Юу хэмээн жарлыг буудахгүй. Би энд байна. Би хөдөлгөө яа бэлэн. Би үүнийг бариад өгсөн. Юу хийхгүй.
Зарлиг буудгах гэж байна юм.
Ажил бидэг. Амар
Ажиллах бүгд саний хүслийг ёсчлон биелүүлсэн.
ажил хуяа бидэг.
Ажиллах хуяа бэлэн.
Ирчүү танд. За ушаахаа хөдөлмөй.
Юу хийж эцдэг бой.
Ирчүүдээ өтөл гүйцэтгэв.
Миний үгээр явахгүй. Торшоо давхуяа бэлэн. Ууга дарда. Бэлэн боллоо. Зүйтэй. Гинт ажил хэрэггүй. Үүрэгтэй үлдсэн. Би маталдан явна тушаалыг хүлээмгүй.
Би таны тушаалаа дагхмэ.
Мариндоо торшууд бэлэн тогт хүлэг минь. Тариу явахгүй. Энэ
Тушаал бол бүгд хөндлөх цаг боллоо.
юу хийж эзлэхгүй. Намайг хааш ажил хуяа бэлэн. Бүгд цанц. Гайсан янар хайснаа.
Их чармай. Да.
Хааш бинэ.
Хой. Сайхан.
Уугаард бэлэн боллоо.
Тушаал.
Ажил хуяа бэлэн.
Юу хийж эзлэхгүй. Намайг хааш явуулдаг вэ?
Ой,
Мариндоо торшууд бэлэн.
Тушаал хүлээхгүй.
Намайг хаа тушаалаар тавих юм уу? Таны тушаал.
тэдвитник яаж?
Та юу хинэн бошхгүй?
Баатадан алхахад гимгүй. Зүйтэй. Хинт ажил хийх гүйцэтгэсэн. Ажиллах цаг боллоо.
Юу хийж ажил хэрэгтэй.
Хатад сонсоод шинэ
Таны тушаалыг хүлээмгүй.
гаруй бидэн байна.
Ирчүүдээ хөтөг. Ахын дүүс минь. Тодотох цаг үедээ. Танд хүчин тушаал бүлээгүйд бид
Өөя бид ажил хэрэгтэй.
Шаад энэ байвал харуулсан.
ирчүүдээ бид
Ажиллах цаг боллоо.
ирчүүдээ бид би мандатын явцсан. Тодотох цаг үедээ.
Дэвчтэй гэлдээ. Тушаал өгөх гэж байна.
Одоогүй тушаал ирмүү харвачтаа.
Тушаал бүлээгүйд бидэн
Тушаал.
Бүгд сан хойд бидэн байна.
Ажиллах уу яа бэлэг. Би тамаа явж байна уу? Харанхуй тушаалыг дагаж байна.
Юу хийж байгаа.
чимээ бай. Таны түш.
Нариндаа бааттай сонс.
Тушаалыг дагаж байна.
Би тушаал ирж би чаднаа.
Ирчүүдээ бид ирчүүдээ ирчүүдээ хичээсэн. Тушаал бүлээгүйд бидэн
Би даа шиг харгуй. Намайг хаш явах вэ? Ханаас бүгд таны тушаалаар болсон.
Цаг боллоо.
Надуур ажил зогнон байсан. Хиний харуулгүй би. Зүйтэй. Хинд ажил хэрэгтэй вэ? Юуны тушаал болох цаг болов. Тач тоосчихъя. Уугалардаа. Хөдөг. Эрэгтэй тушаал гэж байна. Намайг хаш явах вэ? Билэг байхгүй. Би юу хийж эзлэх вэ? Ажиллах цаг боллоо. Уугалардаа. Ажилдаа бэлнэ үү?
Ямар тушаал өгөхгүй.
Надуур
Зүйтэй. Энд ажил
таны тушаалыг өгдөөгүй таахгүй.
тушаал. Цаг бол ажил хөөя бид. Цаг боллоо.
Шин тушаал ирлээ. Бэлэн бай.
Зүйтэй. Цугаараа анхааралтай байна.
Ямар тушаал вэ? Хавгүй бидэн байна.
Ажиллах уу яа бэлэн.
Тушаал өгөх гэж байна уу?
Та намд
Эндээс юм уу? Ата, тушаал өгөхгүй.
Та тушаад сонсохгүй.
Юу хийж эзлэх буй? Намайг хааш явуулах вэ? Зүйтэй. Хин дэж хэлсэн.
Хэн тушаад ирлээ.
Тушаад
Дэж та. Бэлдээ. Тушаа.
Тушаадад явахгүй. Би таны тушаадыг өвлөөмөө.
шин тушаа замаар зэрлэн явах.
Та нам ордоор яв. Та ямар тушаад өг? Өгд тушаад үлээмөө. Таны тушаадыг зөрчилдөггүй дагсуу.
Зүйтэй. Энд ажил хэрэгтэйгүй. За, би үүнийг шалгах хийсүү.
Юу хийж эзлэх буй?
Чамайгүй. Намайг тэргүй хүнд араас таа. Март тэргүй. Бэлдээ. Хөдөл. Харсан. Давш тушаад гэж байна. Хэн тушаад ирлээ. Хэлэн ба.
Ажил хууя би.
Би үнийг шалгах харанхуй бэлэн бай. Ажиллах цаг боллоо. Энийг харанхуй буй. Их чарм намайг хааш явуулах вэ буй? Надуур ажил өгнө буй за.
Чимээ
Хаашаа харанхуй буй? Ажил хуяа буй.
Ажиллах цаг боллоо.
Бүгд сонс.
Энийг харахгүй буй.
Би
Юу хийж эзлэх? Таны тушаадыг өгд үгүй дагсмуу. Таны тушаадаар боллоо. Таны хүслийг ёсчлон.
Би таны баатта тушаад сонсохгүй. Намаар тэр
туршуултаа гүрэн юугээ биелүүлмүй.
Намайг хааш явуулахгүй.
Таны туршаалыг хүлээмүй.
Туршуултаа хууя. Тушаадаар тахгүй.
Ханд зүтэх үе. Таны зэрлэгээр болсон. Чамайгүй. Тушаад сонсохгүй.
Цугаар анхааралтай хөдөл туулах. Дэс бидний тогтмоо.
Тушаад гэж баймгүй.
Надуур ажил өгнө. Би тийш явмуу. Хаашаа харанхуй буй. Намайг хааш явуулах вэ?
Цугаар хаанаас бүгд хөдөл. Хаанаас бүгд хөдөл.
Тушаадыг дагахуя бэлэн хиймүй. Тушаадыг дагсуу. Өгөрч би баатта
хамтгаа ямар тушаад өгөхгүй.
тушаад гэж баймгүй.
Та юу хийж эзлэх буй?
Ажил өг.
Уран барьсан байм уу? Тушаад бол
Зүйтэй. Хин дэж хэлэх вэ? Их чармаа.
Би сац гүйцэтгэсэн.
Тува ямар тушаад өгөхгүй.
Тушаад гэж баймгүй.
Би таны тушаадыг хүлээмэй.
Анхаар туй тушаад сонс. Артмөр ашууртаад өг. Тушаадаар явах гинөө. Энэ гүйл бүлгөө. Өгөрчөлөө харуур бэлэн. Шин тушаа. Таны тушаадыг
Тушаад өгөх гэж баймаа.
тушаадыг дагахуя бэлэн.
Тушаад болгох цаг болов.
Ямаагүй урч давш. Одоо дугаараа яв. Тэгчүүд анхаад анхаа.
Би замдаа явж байна.
Сугаараа анхаар
Хөөя бэлэн.
Taking a look at the map, you can see that my spacing is very tight. There's not much space to build my base. I needed to expand out this way or this way. Make a note that there is a tree line here that is effectively stopping me and him from crossing over until we cut the trees. I didn't really know about this. I didn't even notice it. I think I'm just not fast enough on my feet to like fully understand the map as I go. My opponent has bigger space around his base. The upside is that he can easily place farms and whatnot in the production buildings easily into a clustered area. The downside is that it's easier to raid his base. It's much easier than my base. The entrances to my base, just these two paths. This area was very hard to take because I don't have access, as you can see. It's closed off by a cliff. I would have needed to go down the middle around here if I wanted any of these resources. These resources were basically free for me to take, and I didn't take them. I didn't utilize this area of the map at all. That's probably my biggest gripe of this game, is that I just didn't fully utilize my side of the map. And I was too focused in tunnel vision into securing this side. Securing this here would have been really difficult because I would have needed to move my villagers out here into here and then take over this. But then I'll have two bases and one of them is unreinforced, right? It's not able to produce units unless I build production buildings out here as well as in here. And then I would be fighting on two fronts. And then my army would be split up into two if I try to take this area. So I would say this area is a no-go. There's not many chances I could have taken this. This map is about 10 to 20 minutes into the game, and it's how much I've explored. And as you can see, I didn't even know about this cliff up here. I didn't even know that you could go in from my base into this area and take a whole bunch of resources here. And I didn't even take these ones, which once again I'm going to repeat it because it was really a crucial mistake. I really should have moved out my base and pushed along this side and tried to secure this area so that I can take all of these resources. Scouting pattern wise, I had went this way, and then finding out that like his base wasn't there, I looped around and came back out this way. My opponent had went around his base and then came straight to my base. I would say on this map, the scouting pattern for both of us doesn't matter too much because of the layout of the map. It was kind of a losing situation for both of us, given that there are tree lines. There's a tree line here, which prevented him from going out. And this area goes to a dead end. So, scouting pattern wise, I think we just let it go this game. It just seems like a massive RNG. So despite saying that I did win the scouting war, I did get pretty lucky and got more cheap than he did. My first priority was closing off the base, as you can see. Had I been quicker on my feet, I would have recognized that this area cannot be invaded because of the tree line. If I had seen that earlier or just realized in general, I would have tried to secure up to this line. You know, I would have tried to secure all the way here so that all these resources that are on the map on this side is mine. So my opponent, being able to think faster on his feet than I can, puts down a lumber camp here and starts chopping wood onto the side of the map. I think this is a very good move. I think it was really good of him that he recognized that if he cut these trees down, he can be on the side of the map and secure more resources. Something which I had really easy access to had I just explored a bit better. I'd like to note that my opponent does something very cool here. I've never seen anyone do this playing Japanese. And basically what he did was he put the Yoshinoro into the forges. He builds 3 forges and then he puts a... they're not called Yoshinoro, they're called Yorishiro. Puts a Yorishiro in each of these forges, generating 49 gold per minute. The base gold gathering rate for a villager without any upgrade is 37. So 49 is like 1.2 or something like that, like 1 and a bit villager gathering gold. Having 3 of them is like 3.5 or almost 4 villagers. And then he gathers 2 relics. He's got 1 so far, but after a while he gets 2. And this is generating 80 gold a minute basically. 2 of them is like 150, 160. And that's equivalent to like 4 and a bit villagers. So gold income wise, he's actually doing very well. This is something I'm going to take note of because I've never seen anyone else do this. Most people put their, what are they called? Put their Yorishiro. Most people put their Yorishiro into the production buildings for the faster production speed, or they put it into the town center for faster village and production speed. I have never seen anyone put the I can't pronounce this. What is this? Yorishiro. I have never seen anyone put the Yorishiros into forges. I put my cavalry to guard this relic in case he tries to grab it. Had I recognized that he needed to cut down these trees to get there, I would have maybe put them somewhere else because I feel like this was a waste of time. I wish I had recognized that on the map, I can actually take this area. This area right here is inaccessible to him. The only way to access it is through my base. And then there are resources on top of that. So I really wish I had recognized that I had access to this cliff. And as you saw earlier in the map analysis, you can see that I didn't even explore this area. I didn't even know I could get up here. His Onimusha comes into my base. I have archers ready for them. But I know that the mass of these archers is not enough to push back against this many Onimushas. I had hidden some horses, as you can see from his perspective. He doesn't see them yet, but I think I made a mistake of bringing them out too close. The plan was to bait him into here and then come in with my horses and flank him. But he recognizes and sees my horses and backs off. I made the dumb decision of throwing my Kashyyyks into these Onimushas because these guys do bonus damage against heavy. They're like crossbows. So throwing these Kashyyyks into this was the waste. I try to bait him back into this corner so that I can get off my conversion. Kind of a... I don't know. I don't think that would have worked anyway. And now I lose all my horses to these Onimushas. Meanwhile, I've forgotten about my archers. They're AFK. So, yeah. That fight could have been a lot better had I put my archers up forward into this area or even here and shoot them. Archers do beat ranged cavalry in most cases. I think it applies to like most cavalries. I don't know if there's any out there that don't get beaten cost effectively. Yeah, and so I managed to push him back. So recently, I started playing with health bars on. The reason why I didn't play with health bars on before, like always on, I played with health bar on the smart setting. When the health bar is on smart, if you're selecting something, you can see what's being selected. When the health bars are always on, it's harder to see what I'm selecting. And that is why for a long time I didn't play with health bars always on. But then I found myself unable to tell in a big fight who is winning and who's losing. Like without being able to see the health bars at all time, you just can't really tell who's winning and who's losing. So that's why I started playing with health bars on. At first, it was kind of difficult to tell who's selected and who's not. And selecting like a bunch of people, a bunch of villagers is a bit of a gamble, a bit of a guess. But I quickly got used to it. The second thing was that I thought these health bars would cluster up the screen and make it harder to see what I'm looking at. But after a while, you kind of get used to it, and it doesn't really like affect you that much. So, in conclusion, health bars on is very good. There's a reason why the pros and the high level streamers and a lot of people have them on all the time. The reason is it's good to be able to glance at your units, glance at their units, and know that like how much health they have left. Like this, without health bars on, would look pretty scary, right? You would think that, oh, he's got 30 on emotions, like he's got a lot of units. But when you have health bars on, you can see that a lot of them are low health, so this is not as strong as I think it is. I'm so glad I'm playing Golden Horde. The farms, had this been any other civ, like English, Ottoman, French, like the civ that has normal farms, this spacing would have been such an issue. And thankfully, the farms for Golden Horde are quite compacted, which benefited me since I'm playing in a quite a tight space in this game. My spacing for the military buildings wasn't good. I just didn't really, I couldn't really estimate how much space I needed, and the way it laid out, it ended up being like this. I started building production buildings in this area of the map. The logic was that if I build production buildings here, I can reinforce my army here at the choke point easier. Though, what I should have done was build my production buildings here. This area would have been a really good area to build production buildings in, and I would have secured the gold and the berry bushes too. Yeah, my opponent expands out the side of the map uncontested. I could have easily raided this with some horses, which I do have. Yeah, I have plenty of them. Throwing like maybe 3 veteran horsemen into this area would have given me a lot of stuff back. Would have been a really good trade. Finally, I recognized that I have entry into this cliff, and I put a mangonel on there. The plan for this fight was that I was gonna wait for him to come all the way here to the choke point, and then use my mangonels to kill the Onimushes that will be standing roughly here. Unfortunately, I got a bit impatient because I saw the trebuchets attacking and I came out this way. I would say this is really bad positioning. The fight should have been here. My mangonel can only reach up to around here. They were not attacking the Onimusha that the mangonel was meant for. In fact, I keep pushing out a tiny bit, and my mangonel is having trouble reaching as many units as it can. Due to some bad micro, my mangonel ended up going, I don't know where it's going. I just ended up like clicking something and it just went on its way to who the fuck knows where. Take a note, one mangonel shot brought 5 or 6 Onimushas down to like a quarter health. Had these 2 mangonels, where's the other one? That one, right there, been with this one right here, and I had gotten off that shot, oh man, that would have been really good. I think like early castle, having 1 mangonel is okay, like that's a bit of a power spike, right? You reach castle, you build siege, and now you have a bit of a power spike. When it comes to middle or late castle or imperial, I think battles are like determined by whoever has more siege. I mean, siege is an aspect of the game, and that's something I've kind of been lacking. I've just kind of been not really paying attention to the siege units. They make a lot of difference, more difference than you think they do. And so my opponent pushes through my base, and if you have a look at my resources, I am out, and therefore it is GG. So what can we learn from today's game? Ramp up your siege production after going into Castle Age. A lot of players I've seen don't really build siege, and that's including me. I feel like because we're in the lower elo, our games end in feudal and early castle, and you build like a trebuchet or a few, and that's it. Going into castle and imperial, siege starts to make a lot of a difference in your fights. They are expensive for a reason, you know, a mangonel costs like 400 wood, 200 gold, that's 600 resources. That's a lot. And that's it. See you in the next one.